Hey Brickmaniacs, welcome back to another Monday Sit Rep. We got some restock pre-orders and some restocks to go over. I'm joined once again by Lando because we've got some awesome stuff to talk about. So first things first, per usual, we're having a one-day sale today, so you can use promo code STRIKER, save yourself 10% off at checkout. And that is because the Striker is one of the pre-orders that we have returned. So this is John Canepa's 8-in-1, 9-in-1, how many different ways? Yeah, like...
The number increases every single time.
Pretty much. So you can build this many different ways. I'm not even sure. I think this is the anti-aircraft configuration that it's in right now, but don't quote me on it. Because there's like a lot of different ways to build it.
I would not want to fly above or around that. That looks dangerous and awesome.
Yeah, you spend so much time being like, look how cool that is, and you don't even realize it's getting closer.
And then you crash into the ground because you're distracted by how cool that thing is. It doesn't even need to fire a single shot.
Wow. That's quite a tactic.
Yeah.
Distracted flying. Anyways, comes with this cool little figure. Anything special about him?
He's awesome. Let's see. It's been a while since I've seen this guy, so throw him over here. I want to see.
Yeah, no problem.
Wow. Okay. So this guy, he has got the operational camouflage pattern, very similar to multicam, pretty much identical actually. Well, technically it's not super identical, but whatever. The people who are specific about camos would know the difference.
Fair enough.
Anyways, tangent. This guy is the vehicle driver, and he's got some pistol magazine pouches on the front. He's got a little radio up top. He is ready to operate this vehicle.
He's ready to strike.
He's ready to strike.
Use that code STRIKER at checkout. Save yourself 10% off.
Ready to Striker.
Ooh, Dylan, work on your transitions, buddy. That was brutal. What do you think, Nugs?
She's not getting me out of this one.
Nope, she's not bailing me out. You're totally right. So anyways, so there's the Striker. The Striker is back. You can build it 9 different ways. Not all at the same time, obviously, but you can continue to take this one apart and put it back together in as many different ways as you so choose. But yeah, this is a pretty sweet little kit. Lots of opening hatches. Some, I think there's even like a decently playable interior in here. So we'll have to get on a designer's desk for this sometime soon. Obviously, you guys know John is off-site. He's not here designing with us, so he's not around to talk about these awesome things. But maybe we'll reach out to him and see if we can get him to break down these models a little bit more. Moving on from there, let's actually talk about that right there on the other side of the Tiger. Because I know we call that the Tiger Crew Pack, but now with the Sturm Tiger, the Panzer III, and some of the other awesome German tanks that we have, it's kind of more so just like if you want to upgrade your existing German tank with a full crew that each is, you know, semi-unique, this pretty much fits everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's just a wide assortment of crewmen that I thought sort of captured the look of the era. A lot of different uniform variety. And I even tried to kind of incorporate some characters to them all, just to sort of bring an extra level of detail and personality to your builds. And they've been going over really well. We've released quite a few different packs. What else? So 4 of them have headsets. I believe I don't remember which person in the tank did not get a headset. I'm blanking right now. But 4 headsets. If you actually tilt them down, they function as throat mics. So the Germans have throat mics, which are kind of cool. And
I like that. It's an easy thing to do, especially if you're taking pictures of your mock, just tilt it.
Yep. So get yours now while you can. Some cool camouflage patterns going on here. Some 44 dot. Let's get some fall oak on here. Yeah.
Then obviously we also have Tiger 131.
That's friendly fire.
Back in action right now. Sorry, I couldn't see.
He got drug a little bit. Ow.
I'm sorry. Anyways, so Tiger 131 is back as well, along with that Tiger Crew Pack. Should make mention, so one of the reasons we're restocking 131 right now is because we got to get the Tank Museum some more copies. This is going to be the last time you're going to see Tiger 131 for quite a while. I know we talked on Friday about how we're kind of like 2-3 months out on when we're able to put stuff back in, but for Tiger 131 specifically will likely be longer. I think with this one we'll be lucky if we see it again around the holidays. So if Tiger 131 is on your wish list, now is the restock to pick it up, because the chances of it returning anytime soon are slim to none. Remember, this is the full detailed Tiger, so it's got the interior, it's got the printed elements in the engine, driver and radio compartments. Like this one does not hold back. It's comparable to the Panzer III that Dan just released when it comes to the what did he call it? Brickmania Designers Unchained or something like that?
I don't know, yeah. It's cool to see pulling out all the stops here.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, and having seen the 131 in person, it's cool that at 1/35th scale, this really does capture that look to it.
Yes. Yes, it does. Maybe no more iconic tank world known than the Tiger 1. I mean, it's perfect,
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to World War II. Speaking of iconic things from World War II, the Spitfire, the Battle of Britain edition. So we're restocking a couple of these because we have some of the other Battle of Britain kits back. I know people have been asking for the Messerschmitt 2. We'll try to get on that as well. But this is kind of your counterpart to the Ju-88 along with the Hurricane pre-order that was available right now. So now we have the Spitfire back in action. What do you love about the Spitfire, Landon? I'm
liking those gun ports in the front. So that was actually an interesting thing that I learned when putting together the artwork for that. They would cover up the gun ports with, it's like a tape material it appeared to be. And then, so that was just so debris and moisture and stuff wouldn't get inside. And yeah, then they would shoot through them. What was also very helpful with that is that when they landed, they could very clearly see if a machine gun was jammed, because there wouldn't be a
because the paper wasn't ripped.
Now modern fighter jets are probably all equipped with sensors and everything, but back then a piece of tape worked really well. So
back then a piece of tape worked really well. How about it?
Yeah, so that was kind of cool detail there.
Yeah, that's cool. This is a sweet little kit. It's got kind of the same color scheme as the Hurricane, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Battle of Britain era, just super fun. Do you want to talk about this little little guy at all?
Let's see. So he has I'm liking the headgear. Those goggles are really something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Mark V or something. They made like so many versions throughout the war, and just prior to it even. But yeah, some really iconic goggles of the day. Maybe it's a Mark IV, I don't remember. Nice slick tie. That's exactly what you want to wear when you go into battle. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And the life preserver there as well, with 360 wraparound artwork under the arms. Yeah, that's the pilot.
Very, very cool. So these are your restock pre-orders. We also have a couple of restocks. So we did bring back the Revolutionary War Soldier because that is a minifig of the month. I think maybe around Christmas, moving forward, that we are going to expand that theme a little bit.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. We have some good ideas. Landon's been taking a little bit of a uniform dive. So there's some cool stuff around that area. We've got some awesome suggestions. So thank you so much for your feedback on that. I mean, what are you looking forward to exploring?
Oh man, I'm really actually just looking forward to digging more into the history of it all. Because the more I get into it, the more I realize, like, man, I don't know as much as I really wish I did. So, because it is, it's a really rich time period of our history then.
Yeah, especially for us sitting here in the States, it's pretty dang important. But yeah, it'll be cool. And then I think the thing for me too, that the more we've researched it, is it's amazing to see how many other countries were really involved with that.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously you think of France, but then you look to Germany, you look to Canada, Mexico, etc., the Spanish even. It's like, man, there were a lot of people with their eyes on the colonies trying to see what was going to happen, and it did significantly shape the world after that.
It'd be really interesting to expand that, maybe even like the naval side of it too. It's something. One of the very first countries to acknowledge our independence was like Morocco or something, because they had an agreement with the UK that, or with Britain, that they wouldn't attack their ships.
Oh, the pirates wouldn't, right?
Yeah, so early on in the U.S., after becoming our own country, it's something like a quarter of our budget went to paying off pirates. Something like crazy like that. So.
Got to do what you got to do with the times, right? But yeah, all that kind of stuff I think will be super fun to explore, and then it leaves us open into doing more fun things. We've already teased a little bit that coming up in December, we've got kind of a surprise line of stuff in the works that starts with your origination. If you guys know more about that, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If not, you'll have to stay tuned. So yeah, that's going to be awesome. And then also we have the World War II French Keppy, because our 3D print department has been killing it. They're trying to do everything they can to get all these parts back. You guys know we had the LRV. We've had some other kits that have been very 3D print intensive, and so a lot of the stuff like the slouch hats and etc. have been absent from the website recently. They're going to be bringing them back, and the French Keppy is some of the start of that. So stay tuned for those. Those are going to be awesome. So these are on pre-order. Those are our restocks. We also have the M1A1 75mm howitzer back online. We just didn't have one here because it's a little kit. So we talked a little bit on Friday about how the restocks coming up here are going to be significantly delayed considering what people have been used to. So stuff like the Spitfire, Tiger, well, we talked a little bit about that already, but the Striker, etc. It's going to be a decent chunk of time, 2 to 3 months, before you're able to see any of these kits return. So especially coming down here to the end of 2020, if you've been waiting for something and you finally see something restocked, pull the trigger on it right away, because it's going to be a long time for us to be able to get some of that stuff back in. Our production department is doing awesome. We just have a lot on our plates right now. So if you see something you like, go ahead and get it, because tough to say when it'll be back again. Themes. We talked about this on Friday too. Starting with Red October. What's your favorite thing about Red October?
What's my favorite thing about Red
Well, because I
October?
wasn't here we didn't do it last year, and I remember the animation that shall not be named. But other than that,
it was a cool animation. There's just, I guess, there's a lot of interesting history behind the actual, Cold War stuff. Cold Wars, I just like Cold War, but specifically kind of from the Russian side of things. I guess as kids we were kind of always portrayed the Russians as like the villain. So there's a lot of like I guess stereotypes.
Oh, for sure.
But it does make for, I think, some interesting builds. So.
Yeah, the Russians got a lot of cool vehicles, etc.
They really do.
I'm looking forward to Red October this year. That will kick off our themes moving beyond that. I think we kind of have a modern America theme lined up for September. We already talked a little bit about how January 2021 will be Hue or Vietnam. And then we have some other ideas we're kicking around as well. So stay tuned for that. We'll try to let you know what themes are coming up there, because our goal is ultimately to, if you want to build a mock from a certain thing, you mark that date on your calendar, and everything you'd need to build that mock would come out within that month. So we're hoping to keep that up and running, and that should be totally awesome. So last two little bits here, retail figures. We have some awesome Lego minifigs from our recent Macon Island parts haul that are going to be going to our retail locations, GHQ, Chicago, and Chantilly. So make sure to check those out. I will let you know when we are getting closer to those actually being delivered into the stores. But as you can see from the video, there's a lot of really cool figures.
There's so many figures. It's really, really awesome.
Think of how many, think of how many of these that Landon has drawn his inspiration from. This is where Lando got his love of minifig artwork.
It's from this exact haul. No,
that would be coming a little late, but yeah. So.
Oh, I guess I like minifigures now. Yeah, there's quite a variety of minifigures here. I was helping put together quite a few. So.
Lining them all up. Each one of our stores should have a pretty good haul. We're still working on getting them all priced out, etc., but they'll be pretty comparable to what's going on Bricklink. So look to that as what you can expect, and we'll be excited to get those in there. And then finally, our mock contest closed down on November 11th. We talked about on Friday, I think we have just over 50 submissions, something like that. So that's looking good. Some really, really interesting takes on the Fall of the Berlin Wall, which is the theme for that. And then we kicked around the idea of doing the prize as relating to the next mock contest, so probably something that would come out in January if we want to do a Vietnam mock contest. That's looking pretty good, so stay tuned. It might even be something similar from a previous time as to what is coming out on Friday, and I cannot name it or say what it is. I'm just going to do this real quick because it needs to be approved, but that comes out on Friday, so stay tuned for that. That'll be available on pre-order. I think that's as much as I can legally do, to be totally honest. So that's like,
you shouldn't even be talking about it.
I'm just getting away.
You shouldn't even be in the same room as us.
Top secret, confidential.
Nugget knows.
Just like everything. She's the one who brought it down here.
Yeah. It's pretty it was adorable. Just riding right on Nugget's back.
So, helicopter parrot. Right, Nugs?
What?
Oh.
No.
Okay. Nope, not interested. Fair enough. All right, well, that should do it for our Monday SitRep. Make sure to take advantage of that sale. Use code STRIKER. Save yourself 10% all day long today. And once again, get those restocks in, because it's going to be quite a while before we're able to get some of those restocked. Other than that, sometime this week, me and Landon will check back in, let you know what's going on. If we've got something interesting to talk about on Wednesday, you'll see us then. If not, we will see you on Friday.
I'm going to hold my breath for the entire episode. I couldn't do it.
That didn't take long.
Dylan, that's a nice shirt.
Yours is okay.
Ah,
You just fishing for compliments now? But yeah, your shirt's cool too, Landon.
thanks, Dylan.
Wow. Hey, Brickmaniacs, welcome back to another Monday SitRep. I'm Dylan, and this is Hold Your Breath, Lando.
I'm not holding my breath.
We got off to a bad start here for this Monday SitRep.